Logan Paul signed a contract with WWE this week. He put the photo online of him at WWE headquarters with Triple H and Stephanie putting pen to paper. Ariel Helwani reports that his contract is a multi-year deal to compete at multiple events per year. It includes Paul appearing at an undisclosed number of WWE pay-per-views across 2022 and 2023, and they have already started teasing a match with him against The Miz at Summerslam. He is scheduled to appear on the July 18th episode of Monday Night Raw in Tampa to build up the match. On Raw Monday night, The Miz first said that he and Paul would reunite their tag team at SummerSlam, and that him attacking Paul and laying him out with the skull-crushing finale at WrestleMania was a teaching lesson for him. I guess it was a teachable moment, stealing Andre Chase's gimmick now from NXT. But Logan Paul, when he signed his contract, he made it very clear he wanted nothing to do with The Miz, and that he signed his contract so that he could beat The Miz's ass at SummerSlam. And The Miz is going to respond to his comments and his challenge on Raw tomorrow night. You know, look, I pay respect to the Paul brothers for parlaying their YouTube fame into legitimate careers in boxing and now wrestling. Legitimate in that they're making real money. I'm sure Logan Paul isn't making peanuts. He went to WrestleMania, and I didn't know what to expect from him in the ring. And he had one of the best celebrity performances that I've ever seen. You know, for someone who never had a match before. He went in there, he looked the part, he's got size, he didn't embarrass himself, he had a very good showing, and because of that, I don't have an issue with him coming back and doing more. I question making him a babyface, because it looks like he'll be booked as a babyface in his match with The Miz. I think that's going to be an uphill battle, because he's a natural heel. Walking out of WrestleMania with a $5 million Pokemon card around his neck, the guy's a fucking heel. And he got booed live in the building last night at Money in the Bank when they showed him on screen. I had people in the building saying, man, they booed Logan Paul. So it's going to be an uphill battle if they want him to be a babyface. It kind of reminds me of when they tried to do that with Floyd Mayweather many years ago, and it didn't work out then either in his feud with Big Show. But he's signed to a deal. I won't call it a full-time deal because I doubt that it truly is full-time. I don't see him on weekly TV and house shows and doing stuff like that. But he's committing to it, and he looks like he's taking it seriously. But I have to say, you know, it is kind of sad. They used to bring in celebrities to help give the rub to their existing stars. They would bring them in to help elevate their current talent. The way they use Mike Tyson and Steve Austin is a prime example. And now, today, you know, we saw it with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania last year. When they teamed him up with Damian Priest, it was a great spot for Priest to be in. At least it got him on the WrestleMania card. Damian Priest wasn't even going to be on the WrestleMania card, were it not for that match. And he could speak Spanish, so they paired him up with Bad Bunny. But when that match was over, nobody was talking about Damian Priest. Everybody was talking about Bad Bunny and how he blew away everyone's expectations. Oh my God, he did a Canadian Destroyer, put him in the fucking Hall of Fame. In hindsight, that did nothing for Damian Priest, but it's not about that anymore in WWE. It's not about using those celebrities to get their talent over. It's about bringing the celebrities in to get the celebrities over. And if they're lucky, they'll get them to come back and they get to do it again. Bad Bunny's going to be back. He's talked about wanting to come back. And if I'm WWE, I want him back because Bad Bunny is legitimately one of the biggest stars in the world. So it's not like I can find fault with WWE wanting to do business with someone like Bad Bunny. But the celebrities are the stars because they forgot how to make stars of their own. So now when they bring these people in, that they are the stars. And that's it, because this is a company that has forgotten how to make stars on their own. Logan Paul, it's the same thing. Now they're just giving them contracts. And they come in and they show they can do what all the other wrestlers do. In some cases, better than the wrestlers themselves. Pat McAfee. It's the same thing. They bring these people in. They have them doing moves that aren't supposed to look so easy. And they come in and they make it look like anybody can do this shit. And it never used to be that way. Bad Bunny comes in, does all these moves that an outsider shouldn't be able to do. Pat McAfee looks like he's been doing this for years. Logan Paul, same thing. I mean, why recruit from colleges or from the indie scene anymore when you can just bring these guys in? It's just the way things are now. But Logan Paul definitely has an aptitude for this. He seems to get it. And he can bring them a ton of views online. They said the one photo of him that they posted on the WWE Instagram page already has more views than any single photo in the history of their Instagram account. Now they have to hope that that can translate into ticket sales and box office. Otherwise, who gives a fuck about Instagram views? Can it translate into real business? People used to say the same thing about Ronda Rousey, but now Ronda just feels like any other person on the roster. Ronda Rousey doesn't feel special anymore. Ronda Rousey is another face on the roster. How long before Logan Paul doesn't feel special anymore? The key is going to be not overexposing him.